Hello and welcome back to New York Gold. Today we're going to do a little arts and crafts. I'm going to try to, I don't know, improve, but just try something different with a little breeding container, an egg trap type of thing. And I'm going to try to use this eyelash yarn. So let me show you what I got going on and I'll tell you why. So I'm cutting the yarn into about 8-inch lengths. I'm going to use, this mesh board here. I'm going to use one that I already have cut out and attach it to that. Come on. Anyhow, the on this end, I've been doing this for a little bit. I already made one. It's a little tough. I kind of have to melt the ends because it's hard to stuff that through the hole and tie it and stuff like that. But I'll show you what I got going on here. And I got a little candle action. So check it out. So I just take the end and I burn it a little bit and squeeze it out. So I can just tighten it up, make a little point out of it. And then I can thread it through the holes a little easier. So I did a whole bunch already, and that's, I don't know if it's a necessary thing to do, but it's a pain in the neck to try to squeeze it through when it's all limpy. All right, so this is a tank of glow light Danios, and this is basically what I'm trying to replicate, only without the Java moss. Instead of the Java moss, I want to use the yarn. Why? Because even with the Java moss, the moss creates mulm. And then when you look inside, if you get any eggs, there's tons of mulm, and that it's hard to separate the eggs, and it's not good for the eggs in the, I think they get fungused easier being all that mulmy stuff. Here's one in this tank, and I'll just give you an idea of what we're dealing with. So if I took this out, drained it a little bit, and tried not to drop it, I'm having issues. Damn it. Anyway, it was full of mulm for a second. Well, you see all that crap floating in the tank? That was the mulm that was in here. That's what I'm trying to avoid. So, yeah. Let me just reload. I only keep this in here at this point to, I don't even know. These are cherry bulbs. Just give them something to do. Little enrichment in the tank. They can spawn and do whatever they want. And I'm not really taking the eggs, just giving them something to do. Okay, this is the breeder trap from the Glow Light Danio tank. I just took it apart, so you can see it's just two pieces: Chinese food container and the mesh. So I cut the mesh to fit in there. So what I do is take one of the burnt ends, and now it's easier to feed it up the hole. And just go to a hole next to it. Feed that up. And then I just single overhand knot. And boop. And there you go. It's a start. And then we do this a series of times and make a whole little nest. Let me show you what that kind of looks like. And that's what it's going to look like when it's done. That's a smaller one. This is a giant Danio breeding tank. And I'm going to try my luck with the synthetic. And hopefully it just gives me less mulm. I mean, they're still going to poop in it and stuff. They still treat this thing like a giant toilet. And that's just, there's nothing you can do about it. But maybe it'll be a little cleaner. And maybe they won't like it. Maybe I have to go back to the Java moss. I don't know. But if we ain't trying, then we're not moving forward. So we'll see how this works. I just set this one up, and I'll I'll finish the other one. It'll take me freaking 2 hours to tie all those little knots, but I'll, you know, this one, it's got a tighter mesh, and I did every third hole in an area just so there's still some room for the eggs to fall in. So we'll see what happens. And that's my new egg trap design. Well, modified egg trap design. All right, I have all my strands cut and burnt. I'm ready to keep going on my thing, so I'll finish this one up, stick it in that tank. I gotta find a new way to weight this part down, but it shouldn't be too hard. We'll figure something out. All right, so through some trial and error, I found out it's a little easier to just burn one end, snake it up through, and then back down. And then you can tie it off like such. So we're almost done. We have a couple more strands to go. Look at that. Getting there. And there you go. Of course, it's going to go that way. And now we can still give it a haircut if I think it's too long, but we'll try it out. But it goes in like that, and so we'll see how she looks in there. What do you think? It's like a Muppet. And there she be. So you just put it in. The fish are just getting used to it. This is the largest size. I don't know why you have the big one in with the small fish and the small one in with the big fish, but I don't really think it matters. Well, hopefully they take a liking to it. It works out. So that's it. And that's all I got to say about that. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.